On February 28, 2026, in a packed arena, the Los Angeles Lakers were cruising to an easy 129-101 win over the Golden State Warriors, looking completely in control. But something went down that had nothing to do with the scoreboard and everything to do with the future of the team. Luka got subbed out by head coach J.J. Redick, and Redick reached out for a simple fist bump, just a normal sign of support you see all season long. But Luka walked right past him like it wasn't even there. That quick moment got caught on camera, clipped by fans, and in less than 48 hours, it racked up over 2.7 million views, turning into a full-blown online storm. Redick didn't brush it off either. He stepped right up and confronted Luka on the bench in front of teammates, cameras, and everyone watching. Within hours, wild reports started flying that Luka had dropped an ultimatum to the Lakers: fire the coach or he's out. But this wasn't some isolated incident. It tied directly into a pattern that had already wrecked one franchise before. Luka Dončić was drafted 3rd overall in 2018, traded from Atlanta to Dallas on draft night, and immediately handed control of the franchise under head coach Rick Carlisle. He got massive praise early on, with comparisons to legends like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and was given full freedom on offense right from game one. But behind the scenes, things weren't as smooth as they looked. The first real issue showed up with Dennis Smith Jr., who had built a genuine friendship with Luka during their rookie year. In a team meeting that first season, Carlisle accused Smith of being jealous of Luka, a claim that several players thought came out of nowhere and only created tension. Luka saw it as an attempt to divide the locker room, and that moment planted the first real seeds of distrust between him and his coach. From there, things only got worse. Carlisle later called out Salah Mejri, Luka's former Real Madrid teammate and personal support system, right in front of others. Mejri had been a key source of stability for Luka while adjusting to life in the NBA, and seeing him publicly criticized added serious strain to an already fragile situation. By January 2021, the tension spilled right onto the court. During a game, Luka snapped and shouted, "Who's in charge, you or Bob?" calling out the growing influence of analytics consultant Hilaribolas Vouglaris. That moment was the boiling point of months of internal friction. Not long after, Carlisle stepped down following the 2021 playoffs. A planned trip to Slovenia to rebuild the relationship with Luka was canceled at Luka's own request, and that silence said everything without needing a statement. Jason Kidd was brought in as the fix, a Hall of Famer with international ties and a background that looked like a better fit for Luka. And at first, the results backed it up. In 2022, the Dallas Mavericks made a strong run to the Western Conference Finals, powered by Luka averaging 31.7 points per game in the playoffs. But the same cracks were forming again, just in a different way. Kidd publicly called out Luka's conditioning and his constant back and forth with referees. The weight issue became impossible to ignore. Luka's ideal playing weight hovered around 245 pounds, but reports had him regularly sitting between 250 and 255, even climbing into the 260s at certain points. One team source questioned bluntly, how can a player logging heavy minutes could actually gain weight during the season? The drop in explosiveness wasn't subtle. Analysts noted that Luka used to dunk every couple of weeks, and by this period it had become maybe once a season. Then Dallas began dismantling Luka's inner circle. In 2023, Director of Player Health Casey Smith was let go. After the 2023-24 season, strength coach Jeremy Hopel and therapist Casey Spangler were also dismissed, both individuals with strong personal relationships with Luka. His reaction was short and direct. They get rid of everybody. In response, Luka built his own private performance team from Real Madrid, bringing in strength coach Andre Milic, physiotherapist Javier Barrio Calvo, and nutritionist Lucia Alejandros, paying all of them out of his own pocket. That move instantly created a communication breakdown between his private staff and the Mavericks' in-house team. 2 different systems, 2 different voices, and 0 alignment, a recipe for dysfunction. Then came the moment nobody saw coming. On February 1st, 2025, the Mavericks pulled off a shocking 3-team trade with the Utah Jazz, sending Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers.
In return, Dallas received Anthony Davis, Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. GM Nico Harrison defended the move by saying defense wins championships. But behind the scenes, that looming Supermax extension, 5 years, $346 million, was sitting over the franchise like a ticking clock, with serious internal concerns about conditioning, defense, and long-term durability. Harrison finalized the deal without telling Jason Kidd or Luka beforehand. The moment Luka found out, he cut off all communication completely. His father, Sasha, told the media, "You traded him. Stand by your actions, but don't look for excuses." Assistant coach Marko Milic walked away, unwilling to stay without Luka. Player development coach God Shamgod left after the season and openly called out deep dysfunction inside the organization. Fans organized protests outside the arena, demanding Harrison be fired. Dallas collapsed entirely. Anthony Davis went down with another injury, Kyrie Irving suffered a torn ACL, and the entire Mavericks season fell apart, a full rebuild now centered on 2025 #1 pick, Cooper Flagg. In Los Angeles, the reaction was the opposite. CBS Sports graded the trade A+. Analyst John Hollinger called it a no-brainer. But every issue that caused problems in Dallas came with him. The conditioning concerns, the constant arguments with referees, the tension with coaches, the emotional swings, all of it followed him straight to Los Angeles. On March 8, 2026, during a 110-97 win over the New York Knicks, Luka made what the NBA officially called an inappropriate and unprofessional gesture toward a game official. Just 2 days later, he was fined $50,000. That pushed him to 15 technical fouls on the season, one away from an automatic suspension. In the 2023-24 season with Dallas, Luka led the entire league with 19 technical fouls. When J.J. Redick was asked directly about the viral fist bump moment, he didn't dodge the question. "Yeah, I didn't think much of it at the time, to be honest with you. I don't think Luka did either. He and I have a great relationship." He added, I don't know why it went viral. It felt very normal to me." But the numbers tell a different story about this team. Luka is producing 32.1 points, 8.4 rebounds, and 9 assists, elite production on paper. But out of the Lakers' 22 losses this season, 19 of them have been blowouts. Their record against the bottom 10 teams in point differential is 18-0, tied for the best in the entire NBA. Against everyone else, they are 16-20. Against the top 10 teams in point differential, the Lakers are being outscored by 13 points per game. That ranks 28th in the entire NBA. Only the Washington Wizards and Brooklyn Nets have performed worse in those matchups this season. Every competitive team in the league has mapped out the blueprint. Apply full court pressure and force turnovers. The Lakers are surrendering 19 points per game off turnovers, one of the worst marks in the NBA. Drop the defense back and chase Luka and Austin Reeves off the three-point line. Push pace and transition. The Lakers rank dead last against top teams in transition defense. One analyst summed it up directly. Make them quit. Pick them up full court, run on them all day. Run that deep drop coverage. You're not just going to beat the Lakers, you're going to make them quit and blow them out by 20. So was there actually an ultimatum? Did Luka Dončić tell the Lakers to fire the coach or he would quit? The answer is no. ESPN's Dave McManaman reported that Redick himself called the situation very normal. Luka publicly referred to Redick as a special kind of coach. Not one credible outlet, ESPN, CBS Sports, or The Athletic, confirmed any ultimatum. Many of the viral videos pushing that story were actively debunking it while using sensational headlines to drive clicks. But the absence of an ultimatum does not mean everything is fine. A franchise player with a documented history of tension with coaches across multiple teams. A superstar whose emotional volatility impacts both ends of the floor in real time. A generational talent whose individual brilliance can mask deeper structural problems the organization is not addressing. The Lakers are currently projected as a 4 seed in the West. Based on blowout losses, a 16-20 record against competitive teams, and persistent defensive breakdowns at the highest level, the most likely outcome is an early playoff exit, one that slips away faster than anyone expects.